Bruce, we don't have to fight like this. Listen to me.
I wouldn't come any closer if I were you. I have kryptonite right here. I'm gonna beat you, Superman. You're gonna die. Your life is not a...
Martha.
Who's Martha?
It's my mother's name.
My mother's name is Martha, too.
That's really nice, dude, but...
I can't bring myself to kill you. Seems like you're totally gonna die. Yeah, it's on now, boy. Wait, why are you like so much bigger than me? Run!
Batman vs. Superman was released in 2016, was directed by Zack Snyder, stars Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, Jesse Eisenberg, Gal Gadot, and a ton of other stars in this movie. In here, following the events of the disaster in Metropolis, Superman finds himself under the microscope of the world, battling to figure out what it really means to be a hero. Meanwhile, darker forces are at play, which are pitting him and the great Batman, Bruce Wayne, against each other, while other heroes may be rising. Batman vs. Superman was the second film in the original DCEU. I'm reviewing all of them going up to the last film this year before they essentially reboot everything, and this is the next one up. Batman vs. Superman, I really like a lot. I think this film is genuinely a misunderstood film. It's fantastic. It's almost a masterpiece, I'd say, but not quite. This movie takes all the characters to very interesting places, does a great job with all of them, and has some really great casting. Ben Affleck's Batman is phenomenal in here. Does he kill? Yes, but Batman has killed in the comics as well at times, and this Batman has reasons. He has justifications for it that make sense, and people say he's murdering people. He's not. This Batman only kills in self-defense. That's the only time he does kill. I'm not saying that you have to love it. I'm just saying there are some things that are necessarily misunderstood about this movie. Superman's presence is a little less in here. This is more a Batman movie than a Superman movie. But nevertheless, he is fantastic in here by Henry Cavill, and Superman just won't give up. In this movie, he's still saving people. There's a really great sequence in here where everyone's like reaching out to him. Superman is a great person. That's the whole thing. He can be perceived as not, but in actuality, he is. And essentially what happens is Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor, who is trying to pit Superman and Batman against each other, has this whole conspiracy and things, which takes place into some really great sequences. It has some really great dialogue, some iconic moments, and some really great action sequences. Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor, though. That Jolly Rancher popping, insecure, stammering person, I don't like as Lex Luthor. That is one thing I really don't like about this movie. I think he's not necessarily one of the strong suits, definitely one of the weaker parts of the movie. Also, I do take problems with the actual fight. The fight's not long enough, it's not epic enough, it's not back and forth enough. It's just not quite done a justice to what it should have been to see Batman go up against Superman for the very first time. Again, Ben Affleck as Batman, though, is phenomenal. His Bruce Wayne is great. Jeremy Irons is in here as Alfred, and he absolutely kills it. Something else in this movie is sowing seeds for Justice League. So Gal Gadot's in here as Wonder Woman, and she's a scene stealer in every single scene that she's in. This movie ties great from Man of Steel and going into the next one. It has a really great, dramatic feel to it. This movie is heavy, it's mature, it's dark, and I appreciate it for that just so much. This movie actually was willing to take chances and be something other than what Marvel was being, which was the funny, kid-friendly one. I have to say that the warehouse sequence in here in particular, where Batman fights a bunch of goons, is fantastic. That's probably, in my opinion, one of the top 3 Batman sequences we've ever had. It's just fantastic. It's top tier. The production design here is also amazing. Zack Snyder's direction, once again, is beautiful to look at. And the cinematography. The music is by Hans Zimmer, who absolutely kills it. The Wonder Woman theme, the Batman theme. So much goes on, and so many things are driving Superman and his relationship with Lois, and so much that he has to make a very serious choice in this movie that the movie follows through with that I actually like an awful lot. There's a lot of messages packed into this movie. A lot of different ways of taking real-world things, bringing them into this world to comment on them in a very intelligent way, and I really do like that. The script in here is very tight. It's very well written. There are some interesting lines in here that I feel like go over a lot of people's heads that people don't necessarily catch, that are drastically important to the film and the incoming movies, but don't always get the attention that they necessarily deserved or needed. This movie is really, really deep. It has a lot of meaning to it, and I appreciate that a lot. I do think that Batman has good motivation to want to fight Superman. My issue is I don't think Superman has very good motivation to fight Batman. The movie has issues, that's the thing. It's flawed, but I think it's really, really great. Everything in here, production design, the thing looks gorgeous, and every technical aspect, the special effects, the visual effects, are amazing. The characters are great. This is some of the best costume design, I'd say. There's a really great scene between Wonder Woman and Batman when they're as Bruce Wayne and Diana. I really appreciate that so much. This movie really still makes these heroes go to have to ask questions and get answers that may be uncomfortable, and I really love it for that. This movie just sets up so much with the dream sequences and things. I really don't want to spoil this movie for you. I think Batman vs. Superman is something you should go see. It's definitely a great watch that I would recommend to anyone. And it's just so awesome. I love it so much. There's so much in there to unpack. And I really, really like this movie. While it has mistakes and it has issues, I definitely think it's a great film. I'm going to give Batman vs. Superman a 7 out of 10. So thank you all as always so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you all next time.